Hello, and welcome to my presentation on Arcane Onslaught, Temple of the Forsaken, a third-person magic-based shooter level developed using Unreal Engine 5. This project has been a deep exploration into level design, gameplay systems, and immersive storytelling, all built from the ground up to demonstrate a polished, professional gameplay experience. The level takes place inside an arcane temple where players wield magical staffs instead of conventional weapons. The entire experience is designed to last between 2 to 5 minutes, striking a balance between exploration, puzzle solving, and fast combat. Throughout the temple, players are guided by UI and text, but also by carefully designed lighting, environmental cues, and intuitive level geometry. From the start, the goal was to create a seamless player journey using world building as the primary means of direction. Alongside the level, I created a professional-grade level design document, or LDD, which contains detailed maps, enemy placements, puzzle breakdowns, and technical systems. It justifies every major design decision and outlines how industry best practices were applied. From modularity to player affordance and from quality assurance workflows to iterative testing. There were 3 main objectives that shaped the project. First, to deliver a fully playable level that felt complete in both gameplay and presentation. Second, to document the process thoroughly through the level design document. And third, to integrate high-quality visual and audio polish, including ambient sounds, spell effects, particle systems, and lighting all contributing to the world's mood and gameplay clarity. The development process started with defining a strong theme, a magical temple overtaken by corruption. Drawing references from games like Control, Dark Souls, God of War, and Destiny 2, I focused on spatial storytelling and gameplay elements like arena-based combat and rune puzzles. A mood board helped clarify the tone. Mystical and dangerous, yet alluring. After planning came the blockout phase in Unreal Engine 5. I started with basic geometry to define player pathways, enemy arenas, and puzzle areas. Early walkthroughs tested pacing and direction. Iteration was constant. I adjusted geometry, added landmarks, and refined flow based on internal testing to ensure the level felt both intuitive and compelling. Gameplay systems were implemented next. The spell-based combat was built using blueprints, allowing for modular control over projectile logic, cooldowns, and hit feedback. 2 core puzzles were introduced. A rune activation puzzle requiring a correct sequence of interaction, and a torch lighting puzzle to test spatial awareness. Destructible environmental elements like barrels and crystals added dynamic interaction. Enemy AI behavior was created with having characteristics like chase and attack. The level culminates in a final boss encounter featuring a single wave-based battle against corrupted forces, ending with the destruction of the temple's corruption core. Visually, the environment was built using custom and modular meshes. Dynamic lighting to help subtly guide the player. Audio design involved layering ambient temple sounds, magical spell effects, enemy growls, and puzzle cues. Niagara particle systems were used to reinforce feedback, whether that was a glowing rune activating or a spell exploding on impact. To ensure gameplay clarity and performance, I conducted playtesting and feedback sessions. This led to several key improvements. Puzzle cues were enhanced with light and sound, enemy encounters were rebalanced to improve pacing, and checkpoints were repositioned to reduce player frustration. I created a structured car workflow with a bug tracker, testing for issues like collision errors, AI misbehavior, and performance dips caused by excessive visual effects. These fixes were prioritized and resolved through dedicated polish days. Of course, development didn't come without its challenges. One major issue was making the puzzles intuitive without being too easy. To solve this, I added UI to give very subtle hints. Another challenge was managing combat in tight corridors by widening the arenas and staggering enemy spawns. I significantly improved player readability and maneuverability. Saving puzzle progress across checkpoints was also tricky, but I resolved it by updating the save system to track progression within the game instance. Performance was closely monitored. Where necessary, I reduced particle counts and optimized lights using level of detail systems and baked lighting solutions. Areas of the map that felt too dark or confusing were enhanced with more local light sources and better use of silhouette landmarks. Throughout the process, I employed several structured problem-solving methods. Iterative design allowed for regular refinement through prototyping and testing. Root cause analysis helped me avoid superficial fixes by focusing on underlying issues. Modular development through blueprints made systems more flexible and reusable, while user-centered design ensured gameplay felt natural and engaging. Unreal Engine's debugging tools, like blueprint debuggers and performance stats, were critical in resolving complex issues efficiently. And documentation helped me stay aligned and consistent, especially as a solo developer managing all areas of design, implementation, and testing. This project also helped me grow as a developer. I significantly improved my technical proficiency with Unreal Engine 5, particularly in blueprint scripting and level optimization. I developed stronger level design instincts, focusing on player psychology, spatial readability, and environmental storytelling. I became more confident in managing scope, deadlines, and car cycles. And perhaps most importantly, I learned to trust playtesting. Real players will always show you what your design does well and what needs fixing. Looking back, there are several areas I intend to improve in the future. I plan to clean up my blueprint architecture using macros and commenting more thoroughly. I'll also integrate audio earlier in production, instead of rushing it during polish. My playtesting pool needs to be broader to account for diverse player experiences. While the level featured 5 enemy types, I want to expand on their behaviors to create more layered and tactical encounters. And I'll definitely start using version control tools like Git to better manage changes and avoid manual backups. Finally, documenting design decisions in real time will help reduce the overhead and memory burden when finalizing documentation. Several constraints shaped development as well. As a solo developer, I had to divide time between code, design, art, and car. I lacked custom 3D assets, so I relied on Unreal Marketplace kits and focused instead on lighting, layout, and atmosphere to create cohesion. Performance limits also required careful management of real-time systems like particles and lighting. Limited testers meant feedback had to be prioritized around critical areas like navigation, difficulty, and progression. And writing documentation alongside development was a challenge, but one that taught me valuable project management skills. The final deliverables include a fully playable level in Unreal Engine 5 featuring spell-based combat, 2 distinct puzzles, 5 enemy types, environmental storytelling, checkpoints, destruction mechanics, and a final boss battle. The gameplay video presents the full experience from start to finish, with edited clarity and optional commentary. The level design document captures the entire development cycle, from concept to polish, with maps, systems, justifications, bug tracking, and iteration notes. Audio-visual elements are fully integrated, and all supporting project files, including blueprints, assets, and logs are organized for submission. In conclusion, Arcane Onslaught, Temple of the Forsaken represents a complete, professional-grade game level from early planning through to visual execution and final car. It reflects my growth as a designer, my ability to solve technical and gameplay challenges, and my commitment to building immersive, well-paced interactive experiences. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy exploring the temple as much as I enjoyed creating it.